What up, everyone? I gotta turn this off. Is going on with my ear. How was everybody's weekend? How's your weekend, Ryan?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Yeah, pretty relaxing. First weekend I hadn't worked for a while, so it was good.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. Bring your friends, everyone. We got a light night today. I almost didn't have the session, but then I was like, CT Fletcher says you got to show up, and so does Joe Rogan. So I gotta show up, no matter how I feel. See some new faces, see some old faces. How you all been, guys? I personally went fishing on Saturday and swimming in the Gulf. And little did I know that if you put on sunscreen once and then you stay in the water, it washes off. So I look like a goddamn red lobster, and it hurts to freaking sit and touch anything. So I'm trying to like get comfortable without touching anything. Like if I go like this, you'll see it's all freaking red in there. Anyway, so let's talk about problems, comments, concerns from last week. Last week was interesting. Kind of started out slow, and then exploded as my streak continues. Thursday, Friday, best days ever, and NFP helped that a lot. All right, so let's go through some trades unless anybody have questions. Before we go, this is not a financial advice. Anything we say cannot be held against us. Please understand that. Trade at your own risk. If you want to reach out to us and contact us, here's our tags on Instagram. If you're in Discord with us, just DM us, ask questions, whatever. If you want to join our squad, do the same. What else? Thursday, Ask a Mentor happened with John Fibonacci, and it was interesting because we only had like a few people. Probably the smallest we had. We thought we were gonna sell out, but it's probably the time that he picked was very weird. But anyway, if you missed that and you want to watch John Fibonacci's wisdom, hop on YouTube, Furious Snipers LC, subscribe, see live videos. That's where the recording from here today will be. If you're someone from Europe and want to see the rest of it, could you resume your trading system, please? Huh?
Never stopped. No. What do you mean by
Who's on the
resume?
question, Mr. MM? Yeah,
Marshall Mathers.
Marshall Matters? Oh yeah, Eminem. Eminem. Okay, so do you want me to repeat it or something? Yeah, ask questions in Q&A. It's probably better than typing in the chat because I can see Q&A and I don't pay attention to chat as much. Ryan, you're on YouTube, monitoring that as well.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so let's talk about some trades, some cool trades that happen. And first, I want me to repeat it or something? Ooh, I can hear myself. Is that what I sound like?
Is this? You want to listen to yourself? No.
Yeah. All right. So last week, easy trade divergence, GU with EU, the most common one, happened, I think, on a Tuesday. Maybe. Yeah, look at that. So easy. Ryan can do it.
You must be a caveman.
You kind of look like a little bit of a scary beast. All right. So yeah. So Monday, we can see that we had on GU, the trade was on GU. GU had a nice accumulation here. Then we broke structure, for those of you who understand structure, or technically we made a boof. It's called a boof. And I was actually selling there, as you can see. So I got this sell, knowing overall we are bullish, right? Overall we are bullish. So this was a sell to buy. And then Tuesday morning came, and I was able to snatch the GU buy here. It was a small position because it didn't quite get low enough. I was actually waiting personally a little lower, but I had my research position work out pretty well. Then the most amazing trade of the week happened on Thursday on GA. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? Wednesday. So beautiful. Again, following structure, we had here a high turn into a low, turn into a high, right? And then we had a series of reaccumulations occur. So here's the accumulation. Then we had a reaccumulation here. And you could have thought that this came to where it needs to come, but I was skeptical. And if you know how I trade, you know what the order block is, right? The order block is the last candle gets engulfed with imbalance. You can see that little white candle over here, imbalance over there, huge imbalance right there, and it's that candle. So that's what I highlighted with the yellow box, and you can see we came into it, right? I wanted to snipe real good, so I actually had a house literally two pipettes lower, and because of the spread, it didn't hit me, but I snatched it right after that. So this was a nice 1 to 30 trade over here. Um, before it turned around on me and didn't reach my target, but it was okay. That's all I needed. And then there was almost a divergence with GBP and ZD. Um, here, but that wasn't good enough for me because it wasn't really a divergence. Like if this didn't come quite as low and it just came here, would have been nice, but it actually was in sync, so didn't take this trade, and it was Friday, so I didn't take this trade. What happened this morning like baffled me a lot. Everything, like I woke up and everything was like just up in the skies. Um, which was crazy. Like it just simply started going up like crazy. Old GBP payers. I don't know if there was news or anything. I stopped checking that a while ago. But last trade that I took was, of course, gold because I trade gold all the time. And gold I took, it was a perfect trade off what I call the pretty much the breaker, right? So very simple. We have supply and demand right here, this area, supply and demand, right? So we consolidated for nothing, did nothing, then we broke this structure. And this right here is a breaker because I can't even go that far. Anyway, this is the breaker. This is where we broke structure. What do we wait for? A W. Here's your W. So I just blindly shot with a stop loss underneath here. And NFP opened and fastest profit ever. Just beautiful. Did I lose a couple before that? Yes. It was like I I actually where did I actually saw this and I thought after the scandal it's gonna go, so I actually tried here. It screwed me, and then I said, okay, one more time. And that's my rule. Two times. If two times I'm wrong, then I'm done. But here, it worked out great. So I lost a 0.5%, and I won 4. Right. And so yeah, on my personal account. Yeah. So then now what we're doing is I'm actually in the cell, the same concept, but from here. because I think we are going back um, to probably this here. Um, so here's the breaker. So we'll either come here or maybe into last candle and golf with imbalance is right here. So I'm waiting over there. So I just sold a sell to buy a small position. I don't know if it's gonna work out. We're so freaking bullish. Once again, like uh, I don't recommend trading both ways. I like to do it because I like to do it. But could you? Yeah, okay. I don't know what that means. All right. So and then U.S. oil. I did today. I got into this, but I already got out because the price action was crappy. Um, but this was an order flow play for me. I'm still waiting for it to come lower into this accumulation. Right. So if I go to the higher time frame, if I go to higher time frame, we had um, just a giant bullish mass. We had the high, we had the low, and you could say, okay, oh, it's going down, but I mean, this thing is bullish from all the way over here, probably. So it's just bullish, you know. So um, I can't really get in and on the daily until it breaks this high, but right now we order flow is bullish, right? So order flow is bullish on daily. On 4 hour, we have this break the low, so you would think we are bearish, and then we stopped here, didn't quite reach the extreme that I wanted to sell out of right there. And if I look now on 1 hour though, we can see accumulation here, low, I mean high, low, higher high, accumulation, higher high. So we're just continuing our order flow up, right? And then I just was looking for immediate order flow in here and trying to get in. I'm trying to get in on this. If we get, since this is a slingshot, I need a schematic here to get in. But what we did was break order flow to the top and mitigate out of here. So um, I bought here, but because we didn't break this high, as soon as we got into, if you can see, this is the supply and demand area. This is where we're flipping around and the retail whatever area. So as soon as I saw that we're just not doing anything, I just, took the profits. It's like it was 80 pips or so. And I'm just chilling now. Just chilling what it's gonna do. Cause we're on a smaller time frame, like 15 minutes and stuff, and even 1 hour until we break this, we're still bullish, but everything else is bearish. Right, everything else broke this, so uh, you know we'll see. Right now, the order flow remains bullish, so I'm still bullish and still waiting for a schematic here, but just chilling. Okay, so that was it for me. USD CAD, I know, kept going down. That thing I wasn't interested. It's just it never goes back up. That thing's been going down since the pandemic with no return. March 2020. But as I said here on the daily, we find, like, you see where we at? We closed the buyers out. So we're still not quite in this last order block that could be the last stop. So you see the line, we're right here. We could make it like, let's say, equal lows or mitigate of extreme. But if that doesn't happen, we're just gonna keep going down and I don't know, maybe dollar will start using Canadian dollars.
Yeah, I'm still holding since Wednesday. So
Ah man, crypto's been hot though. I opened like so many wallets. Okay, so let's talk about what's gonna happen. Unless there any questions about trades last week. Um, because I basically only traded GA, GU, and gold, nothing else. Missed opportunity on Nasdaq, but we'll talk about it. All right, so gold is kind of doing this uh, channel, creek, whatever you want to call this retail thing. So at the very least, we're gonna get to this supply and demand area right here. Ah, good question. What's the Mia? Can you start putting questions in Q&A, please? What's the approach to NFP? So with NFP, to me, just like other news, I don't care. So I play all extremes. I play structure. I play divergence, and I play Wyckoff. So my approach remains the same: daily 4 hour. First, to look at what's going on, where I'm at. Are we bullish or bearish overall? What maintains bullishness? Just basically mark out the legs. 1 hour, step number 2, you mark out your POIs. Step number 3, on 5 minutes, 1 minute, when the price goes into your POI and your alert goes off, you start watching order flow for the switch and start looking for divergences, start looking for Wyckoff signal of strengths, springs, all that stuff. And then when everything under the stars align, you just execute. So with NFP, you know, I pick a pair that price action wise looks the best. So to me, for NFP, gold was the best. And besides the fact that I've been back testing gold, so I'm not one of those person that will trade like 7 pairs during NFP. Like you gotta concentrate on one if you really want to cash in on NFP. So for me, gold is like the best because it loves extremes and it loves structure. So overall, I hope that answers the question. How did I learn only blocks? By blowing a 250,000 account. How's that? Um, the order blocks I learned from um, lots of sources, but um, Larry Williams would be one source. Um, some YouTube videos would be the second source. John Fibonacci would be the third source, although he doesn't call them order blocks. Um, yeah. There's a ton of groups out there. There's a ton of leaked videos. I mean, and I'm not going to bullshit. There's so much material. If you want to have the knowledge, reach out. If you want books, reach out. If you want, like, what's it called? Some PDFs, case studies, reach out. If you want advice, reach out. No big deal. I'll tell you it all. I'm not hiding shit. All right. So over here, as I was saying last week, we're just continuing to do what I said we're gonna do. Once again, for those who weren't here last week, what did gold do? Right? Gold was here's the low. This right here, this 1500 level, is what's maintaining bullishness on gold. So until we break this, gold is bullish as hell, and it's gonna remain bullish. Right? So here under these lows here, you can see the supply demand area. We have a ton of demand, right? If we have a ton of demand, which means lots of people are sitting with their buys, and institutions know that that's where, a crap ton of buyers are, right? So they need to take their money in order to push gold even higher. But in order to take that money, you need so much money to push through all this, right? So they were just, going down nicely, going down, and then for some reason, they didn't have enough money. So in my opinion, again, this is my story, not an advice. That's what I think, right? Gold does react to fundamental news a lot, but we didn't have enough gas to get through all this. So in order for us to get through all this, we need to create liquidity and go up. So where are their money sitting? Right here, right? So if their money is sitting right here, they need to mitigate out of position. They need to do something to make people believe gold is going to go up in order to slam it down. So this is the supply and demand area. So what I'm thinking, and we'll see, this is daily, so it might take a long time, might not. It's gold, but this is where the money is sitting, because when the price goes up here, everyone will be selling from resistance, aka retail area of resistance. But we know that's not, so we might have a reaction here for sure. This is going to be short lived. So that's why I said I'm looking at this area. There could be a short. Remember, institutions trade on the daily, right? And on a daily, weekly time frame. They don't care about little time frames. We do. So there might be an opportunity, because this would be, still 300 pips or something. It might have a reaction here from this demand area. We might even chill as much as this before breaking this. And once we come to the extreme and mitigate out of this, if you look, this is the reaction we got. This is the reaction we got. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, just saying that the probability of this giant reaction happening again is very big. So that's where I think they're going to crank the sell after all the FOMO people coming up here and slam down, obviously in this kind of manner, but slam down to our 1500 level. So going to 1 hour. What's going on over there? Going to 1 hour here. We see that the price is bullish as hell, right? We're leaving imbalances like crazy. That's for those people that think that imbalance has to be filled. They do not. The only time imbalance gets filled is when they need to get to an order block. Well, Yuri, but I thought 50% of imbalance is a good buy. That works for you. That's great. Except for when it's the middle of imbalance, 99% of the time, it's because there is some order block that was ignored in the past. What do you mean? Okay, this is what I mean. So let's say you had a selling kind of environment, and right over here, there was an order block. So there's an FU, this way, and then went down. Okay. And then, right, and then market came here and just went boop and created this ginormous imbalance. Right? It ignored. We were going down, 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 down. People were trying to sell off this FU candle, whatever, and then it just got annihilated. Well, and then it created this giant imbalance. So then the market comes back and does this and reacts. It's not because that's the middle of the imbalance. It's because this IFC, institutional funded candle, or this order block got tapped into from the other side. They closed their order and moved on. They don't ignore their orders. They didn't mitigate out of here. They still got to mitigate out of it. That was the mitigation. All right. I hope that clears for some people. I know for some people that's like, man, he's talking about basics. All right. It's basics for you. I'm sorry. So anyway, so now we got a little bit of reaccumulation going on over here. And then I don't know what this is. So I can't really put a trade. Like I said, I'm in the sell. Stop loss and profit, so I don't care. I want it really bad to come over here, and I will need a schematic in this area. Or I would, if it breaks, this is my favorite type of trade. And again, from my journal, I know it happens a lot. When everybody sees this, right? Everybody sees this imbalance and starts putting on gold, particularly. I'm not saying other pairs. I'm saying on gold because I've been backtesting this mother. Uh, Hold on, let me clean up so you can see. So what happens here a lot of times is everybody sees this imbalance, and everybody's like, you know what? I'm gonna stash a buy out there. Look at me, I know smart money, right? But then nobody sees what happened here. And what happened here is that they started the movement right there. Right? They started movement right here. And this is still liquidity. Now some people say, market doesn't care about highs and lows. Sure, they don't. But I'm saying I've seen it on gold many times where it will annihilate this and come to what? This order block. Right? There's tiny imbalance in this candle and this here. I say, well, wouldn't they come for this as well? They could, but I don't think so. Because I mean, if they needed it, they would have done it earlier. They obviously did need it. But who knows? There's the other order blocks. We'll see. Right now, we're so bullish. Like I am not going to speculate anything. This is consolidation, so we need to see what London does in order to figure out what New York is going to do. So this was my target 1840 earlier, because if you look at what happened earlier here, there's a distribution going on over here. So that was my target number 2. My target number 1 was over here. We reached it earlier, and then we reached my second. So 1814 was my first target. 1840 was my last target last week. So now I do think we're going to go all the way, as I showed you on daily, into the extreme. But at the very least, we got to get through this onto to 1865. So it's just a question of where to get into a buy, right? And you can wait till this, because you can see how long we spent, almost a month in here. So this is always, 1800 level is always a strong level. If it goes through this, like I said, it could just come here, create some kind of reaccumulation here, and go up. So we'll see. EU, I started thinking this is distribution in the making. Why? Okay, so EU is really interesting to me. So I saw this a long time ago. This is the daily thing that we all played, thought there was a distribution. It turned into accumulation. And then it kind of wicked through this. So that's why I don't think they're going to come back here anymore. Anyway, so this was a low that created the high, that created the low, but this low was the accumulation out of this. So, however, we haven't made the high yet, right? But we're bullish. Now, this right here was 100% an institutional manipulation candle, right? You can see that. You just take the money and run, right? So That's possible. Now we're on 4 hours. So I wanted it, really wanted it last week to come into this candle here. It never got there and we ran away. Stupid AU. So if we go to smaller time frame now, um, if we go to smaller time frame and understand that this is the lag and that we're on this time frame on 1 hour, we're bearish, and this is what maintains bearishness is right there. Okay, so this is what maintains bearishness. So this is very, very good if we can get another spike, or aka UTAD, into here. So what we're doing right now, on my opinion, again, I might be wrong. We'll see how it plays out. I don't play London for that reason. I think what we're going to be doing is coming into this, then making a UTAD, then breaking this. That's not the whole range, but it's this. Maybe it's just that. So we'll break this internal structure, aka break the order flow, and then we'll be able to snipe it here to go down, to ultimately go up, but basically go down into this accumulation area to buy and go higher. Does that make sense? So again, want to see what happens. I kind of really want it to come down to here, bounce, take this liquidity one more time, and then sell out of the extreme in here. Now, how do I play extremes? So obviously I can't just pand 2020.09 to 22.42. That's insane. 30 pips. I'm not going to play 30 pips. So if you look here, and can try some try to find some confluence. Somebody teach me how to freaking speak English would be nice. All right, so this right here is the New York Open, and we can also see that it basically is this top imbalance. So to me, if I narrow it down, I bet you this is, yep. This looks so beautiful. As I coming down, it's still there. It's still there. There's no wick. Yep. So that looks like much better thing. 22 to 22.30. That's about 8 pips. So that would be the trade. So 22, 22, 25, 22, 30. That would be where I would try to play it. It's also nice because if you can see how much price spans here, bouncing, so that's your, where supply sits as well. So this is perfect. 8 pips stop loss. I'm okay with that. I mean, if you want to get too fancy, you can try, but I've been noticing that it wicks you out by like, although my spreads are really good, so you could really come down to 5 pips if you want. But it just depends on your trading style. You can also do 50% and 80%. You can do all kinds of stuff, but you could, I mean, this is the order block to me, right? Here. Okay. So that's what I'm waiting for on EU. I mean, from where we are now, that is still like 100 pips, or almost 100 pips, 90 pips. So that's or 80 pips. Yeah, that's still a lot. So we'll see. Obviously you can't really buy out of here. I mean, you could try, but I don't recommend it. You know, this would be nice if we come down here, then come up and do what I want, but market doesn't do what I want. It does what it wants. Uh, so that's what I'm seeing long term on, like I said, on 4 hours. I see the schematics starting to build. So within it, like I said, if you want to do intraday trading, that's fine. It's just I trade in New York, so I'm not worried about it right now. GU, that is a beauty. So I sold. No, I didn't sell. Yes, I did sell. Where did I sell? Yeah, I sold there last week on Monday. Gave a nice reaction and then reversed. So on GU, I've been waiting for this goddamn. For what? Which one? Yeah, for this candle right here at 136 level forever. How long I've been waiting? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 3.5 months, and I'm still waiting. One day it'll happen. But yep. So I was talking about how they're gonna take this liquidity, possibly mitigate out of this, and go down. This morning was a beautiful snipe. Again, I sold, but I already am out once again because it didn't do what I wanted to do. See, you can see where I sold, almost no drawdown. It's like 2 pip drawdown and then went down. How I found this snipe was interesting. Today was a good day. And it's only Monday. I gotta start uploading to Instagram. I'll show you how I found it this. So here on 1 hour, you can see this is a schematic. I think this is type 8 distribution where you have the buy-in climax super high and then everything else kind of comes down. So I saw once again, just like what I'm looking for on EU right now. So once again, okay, you have this last imbalance sitting here, right? This last imbalance sitting here. And the alert went off, so I saw this candle. So then I said, okay, well, let's look at what's 50% of this candle. Ah, damn it, I should just rewind. That's what I did this morning. Be kind, rewind. Hang on, guys.
Back to Blockbuster days. Remember that?
What happened?
Oh, you said "Be kind, rewind." That was like a motto on like the Blockbuster video.
Yeah. So yeah, so I saw that at 50% on a smaller time frame as you go down, this right here is where the last point of liquidity was, and then followed by this. But this here was that last manipulation before coming down. So I like that. And then as I move down, you can see this candle still stays. It's still staying. It's still staying. So if you want to get precise, you can do it here. So as I go 2 minutes, still, there's this white candle. It never got touched. And I saw what I like to see, which is this candle right there doesn't have any wick. So I just said, okay, I'm going to go from here to the end of there because this candle mitigated that. There's nothing that mitigated this candle really. And that one doesn't have a wick on it. So that's how I picked the spot. And that was a great reaction this morning. Just came in, and when I woke up, it was already going up like this, and I missed the buy. Where did I miss the buy? right here. I missed the buy earlier. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. I thought this is gonna annihilate everything here, and come to this midline, Asian midline right here, uh, which is where you see my TP is. But it had other plans. So after it did this, it reversed, came back down. But I still was able to secure 1 to 3 because of my rule, which allows Ryan and I to almost never lose anymore. What
Yes,
is
it's
that?
actually pretty incredible.
Yep. What is that rule? Well, I had 7 lots and 7 lots. I had 14 lots, 7 plus 7. And then this lot, I just said, I'm going to go, this is my stop loss. So altogether, 14 lots, 9 pips. That's, what was that? $1,400. Something? No, it's like $1,000 basically, $1,200, something like that. So, which is 1% on a 200 grand account, right? So, I said, you know what? 9 pips, so I need to make 18. So I just made 20. So the one of them went for 1 to 2. And at 20 pips, which was, I think, somewhere here, that one got hit profit and gave me like, gave me 1 to 2. And then this one was already in profit, and it was coming down in profit. And then when it came back to here, I was like, and broke this, I was like, okay, I took 3.5 out, which gave me another 1 to 1. So now I was 1 to 3, right? And then when it started coming down here, I basically closed it. I could have held it, but to me, this price action doesn't scream bearish. In fact, this screams reaccumulation to me. And I am an impatient person, my vice, I guess, but this does not look good to hold the sell at all. This looks like it's just going to do whatever it needs to do and then spike up more, which is okay. But the point is, you always split your position in two, and then you don't move your stop loss on the second position. So if you go here and you're trying to go over there, your one position is going to be like this, like that. So once that one hits profit, you don't move this stop loss, it stays there, and you're trying to get here. Worst case scenario, you lose 1 here, but you won 2 here, so you're still 1 to 1. So if you just risk a percent per trade, you won 1%. It's nothing to write about, but you didn't lose. But when they both hit, one wins 1 to 1. Sorry, 1 to 2. One wins 1 to whatever you go to. So could be 70, 90, 100, whatever. So yeah, with GU, what are we talking about here? With GU, we are so bullish, it's unbelievable. So with GU, I would like for it to come there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So right now, I'm waiting for what it does. If you look in the daily, nothing about this says sell at all. The first area of sell of this is this supply and demand. Sorry, buy is supply and demand. If I were to wait for it. So right now, what I need to see is this high being violated, then come back for reentry on the daily. See, like there's not much structure at all. On 4 hour, like the first structure we see is right here, right? So it's just bullish as hell. So I think what we're going to do is create a bunch of liquidity now, which means consolidation. That's what I see for GU, because this is another nugget, for those who don't know, market, healthy market is 45 degrees. Where the fuck is this thing? I can never remember where the angle is. Where's the angle? Where is the angle? Ryan, help.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the angle. You could use your regular line. You use straight line, and then you can actually turn on the info.
Trend angle.
That's
All
not
right,
it.
so 72. Now we're at 56. So when you see something like this, 78, for a market to go higher, it needs to either retrace or move it sideways. So 45 is right about here. So we could move it sideways, maybe take some liquidity, then spike up, or we could come down approximately to here and go up. But we'll see what the Asia and London does. Okay, so US 100 is actually beautiful. I wanted to talk about this one in particular because that one is actually beautiful. So NASDAQ, bullish as always, overall bullish, right? High, low, higher high. Created liquidity to move even higher. Awesome. What do we see? If you go smaller time frame, you'll see is accumulation. This is perfect reaccumulation. This reaccumulation ends with a slingshot candle, which means what? We require a schematic when it comes here. Or extreme over here. Easy textbook. And as Mike would tell you, if you know who Mike Azevedo is, that indices give the best, the cleanest schematics. So to me, this looks very clean here, and this looks very clean. Look, we are playing with the lows to move higher. So here was the distribution. It failed. 2 drives down, makes this reaccumulation. This pretty much is the creek. That's the jump and no test. No come back to the creek. So we need to come back to the creek. We just grabbed liquidity today, but we're going to keep going because even if we consolidate a little bit, there's nothing to accumulate or redistribute out of. So my guess is it's going to do something like this and come down. That's my guess. But once we get here, I'm going to put an alert. Once we go here, we watch order flow. We look at schematic because this looks beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to clean everything up. Last candle gets engulfed with imbalance right there. On 4 hour, we can see it. On 1 hour, I don't see much on 1 hour. Could be here. 45. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I like that one over there. It's just there. It's always there. This is where you put the house and pray that you don't get killed. That's the second house. That's all I need to see. So there you have it. So I need a schematic over here to be developed, and it could be developed from about this level. So it could like make equal lows, start doing this, doing that, and have a schematic like this here. Or I would buy from the extreme over there. So that's my NASDAQ, and I believe that looks like one of the best trade of the week right now. The cleanest setup, I would say, because we have everything we need, right? Technically, keep in mind that technically this here is what maintains bullishness. So that's why I'm saying we need a schematic here to be developed, and then the extreme will hopefully be a spring unless we see otherwise. We could also have a redistro here and slam down to finally reverse out of there, because this is what maintains bullishness. But that to me is the two areas that I'm looking for, and this could be as soon as tomorrow or Wednesday. This could be, most likely this would be Wednesday. So that's the NASDAQ thing. US oil, like I said already, we had a supply and demand bounce. If we break through this and continue in bullish order flow, we're gonna go to this high, which is where I'm looking for. Probably just pan the order there, because we shifted and started being bearish. So until we break this, we're bearish. But if we come down, then want a schematic here, or buy. If I don't get a schematic here, or this buy doesn't work out, then I'll be looking for a buy there. GA, my baby. GA was so cool. So we had this triangle that we're maintaining. We're still kind of, not counting fake out, we're still kind of maintaining this triangle. But this to me is crazy price action for Monday on a consolidate pair. On Monday, that's enough. Like, look at this week. Hey, maybe I don't know anything about GA. How about that? Because I see Mondays being a very large movements consistently on GA. Interestingly enough. But enough of that. Let's look at what's it doing actually. So this one was the one that we talked with Mike about, how it's completely doesn't know what it wants to do. I am still bullish on it because this right here maintains bullishness. And if you look, where we at, this 4 hour that I was looking at. Yeah. This created that, and then we came perfectly into the order block right there. Sorry, right there. Right? Into this accumulation here. We made an accumulation right there. But the weird thing is this triangle is what's confusing, because we didn't break this high, and then we didn't break this low either. So we're mitigated out of this order block, then we came here, mitigated out of this order block, just extreme to extreme to extreme. Then we came here, mitigated out of this order block. You see how crazy this is, guys. Order block, order block, order block, order block. So this is the point where I think we're gonna break out and go higher right now. I don't think we're gonna. We already mitigated out of this, so we ignored this last one. So this right there is we just annihilated it. So that means once this wick right here gets taken, we want to be looking for a buy on GA. So now let's look. I'm gonna clean it up. I don't care. I don't have emotional attachments to my drawings. So we just got this little wick to go through. But even if we don't, I'm still going to be looking for a buy out of here. Or a buy out of here. But because, yeah, so you can then put the fib over there. I don't know where it's going to end up, how high it's going to go. So this is, let me think for a sec. Yeah, okay, so there's also this area. There's also this supply and demand area here. So it's very possible that we're gonna turn around somewhere here. That's the breaker, right? So if we come here, show me something clean, so dirty. There. Maybe. Yeah, okay. I see you. So right there is where I would like for it to come down if it grabs that. If it grabs this, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down here, does something like that, and comes higher. That's GA. All right, so that is pretty much it. Just a couple more GJ. Oh, is GJ finally coming down? Jesus. Another freaking craziness. So what is? No. Have you been answering questions, Ryan? Are there none questions?
Yeah, there hasn't been too many, but I've been taking at them.
How could I miss? How could I miss this beauty? Engulfed. Sell. Stop loss there. Boo. Okay. I do see this as a sell because this looks like a perfect distribution here on on EJ. So there's EJ possibility right where it's marked up, this 132.29 to 132.36. If you want to make it even cooler, right in the middle of that green thing, 132.32 to 132.36. That's like 4 pips. And of course, there's extreme. There's always extreme. Why? Because that just broke the order flow completely, annihilated it. There's imbalance, and there is a distribution going on over there. Now, we are bullish as hell overall, and we just broke this. So that is a counter trend. But on a smaller time scale, we did break order flow here, and we did break internal structure. So it's very possible that we can come here and come down at the very least into this area, but I see everything as clean on EJ all the way up to here. So if we are successful, that's what I'll be targeting. If it comes back here, sell to there. Something like that. Because we got this accumulation going on. Right? And then we made a higher high. So you can even look at it that way, 50% at least. So at least it will come here, but that's your, 78.6 is right there where I pointed out. So even though it's kind of a counter trend, the setup looks good. The order flow has shifted on 15 minutes. There's a clean order block. There's a divergence that happened. So that's plenty of confirmations for me. I'm wrong, but I trust my signals. So yep, this I like on EJ. GJ, I don't have a trade right now. It's just bullish. That's all. I think it's gonna keep going up within it. It's gonna keep EJ gonna keep going down. GJ keep going up. We'll have divergence continuing. Is what I think. There's nothing bearish about it. It's all bullish on GJ. So maybe you can get lucky and it comes down to here. Grabs immediate liquidity here and reacts to go up, but very hard to tell in Asian range, Could easily come down all the way to here. Like to me, this is what I'm looking for. Trades like this, like come here, please come here, tag me and go up. But this is garbage. Garbage. It might not even come down here because order flow is still bullish even on this 15-minute. And we have, did we mitigate? I'm not sure. No, it might come down there. It might come down there. But this is not a probable trade. I don't like it. I like the EJ, which diverged a lot more. All right. So yeah, if you look side by side, why can't I? Oh, there we go. You can see it. All right. This is why I always put it on the separate pane. Jesus. So when we diverged, we broke structure to the downside. So here, 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 3 possible areas for it to react from and come lower. Come for this, come for this, That would probably be it. Let's look at it closer. Yeah, I really like this area. Just clean all of this up, clean all of this up, clean all of this up, all of it. Take it all. I like EJ right now. Okay. One area, two area, three area. And of course. All right. Any questions? Any pairs you guys want me to look at? Cryptocurrency, whatever. Any setups you guys have? Looking at anything? Jameson, what are you eyeing? Oh, there was another one before I get to any questions. OddCAD. OddCAD, where is that? Oh my God. Yeah, OddCAD perfectly went into my area, number one, but it was the wrong time. Why did I mark up the wrong? Yeah, I did. Okay. So if you look on 4 hours, OddCAD should really come down here, which is where I want it to come down. It did take this liquidity. It did take this liquidity. And then what I thought is an accumulation, you can see, is probably a distribution or a redistribution, I should say, which is, it came into this area and had a very poor reaction, like barely. I mean, you see the order block, last candle engulfed by imbalance. Boom, we already mitigated out of there. That's all she wrote. So I think now it's going to keep going down and make either a spring into the area lower, into here, this line, black line, or most likely it will just keep going down. So I don't like the time at all. But if, so yeah, perfect came to the perfect area, just very poor reaction. If we can get a nice break of structure and an order flow shift, then maybe. Like, so within this big schematic on 1 hour, if we get an accumulation here, like, what is it, 5 minutes? Again, the time is wrong for me, and this does not look like accumulation. In fact, this does look like redistribution, because we're coming higher and it's doing this. So what's stopping it to maybe going like this and then dropping? Oh, that's what I see on OddCAD. Unfortunately, didn't do what I wanted, so most likely this is just going to keep going down. There's another area right here. We'll see what it does there, but I wouldn't count on it. I think it'll, at the very least, make a lower low over here. So, Australian dollar, I think, is bullish, seasonality wise, and Canadian dollar is weak, a little bit stronger than the US, but still weak right now. Oh yeah, that's okay, Jameson. That's all right. All right, guys, if you don't got any questions, we can wrap up early today. UJ. Ooh, UJ. What happened on Friday on UJ? Oh, that was NFP.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Did anyone trade UJ on Friday? That's absolutely insane.
I missed my entry. But I traded UCAT, of course.
Holy mother of God. That thing just died on Friday. But I think it's not done dying. I think this is going to be a good setup too. Look, guys. Boom. What is this? What is this called? Complex pullback into extreme. Taking this high.
See, that's where my entry was up there. Never came back.
The next one. How could I miss this? This is a great setup, guys. Watch this. It's coming up. Watch this one and this one. Two possible entries. Really good. Really looking good. And this is 100%. Oh, shit. This is 100% redistribution right here. That never got tested. It broke due to the news. Now we're just coming up. Mitigate, and we'll do another crazy. I don't know if they'll find news or something, but I feel like this is gonna keep going because we got place to keep going. We need to get over here and then over here. What is going on with this percentage crap? Holy crap. So yeah, 109.20, the 20 level. Love 20 levels. Yeah, really like this 109.20 to 109.29, 9 pips. If you want to make fancy, come to smaller time frame. See what she wrote. Hey, if you want to be fancy, you can do this. 3 pips. Yay. Or you can do 50% and do 3 pips here, but I like this whole thing. 9 pips. I might take a bunch of entries here. So UJ is coming up to the front. NASDAQ, UJ, NASDAQ, UJ. Which one was good? EJ? There you go. NASDAQ, UJ, EJ, and gold. Possibly EU is what I'm looking for. And the journal plan template links. I think in Aporia group, Sam, UCAD, okay. UCAD is garbagey. See, UCAD is just been bearish as all F. So to me, same trade applies here as I just marked up on UJ. Rare occurrence when they're exactly identical right here.
Yeah, I've been selling UCAD since April 20th. So
you could have sold it since March of last year.
Yeah, but I mean, like consistently, I probably had 12 entries in the last, whatever. I got another one this morning too.
Yep, right there. You see,
you see
who
it.
is this?
You see exactly
JJ,
what.
JJ, look. This is all complex pullback into here. Um, so go to 2 minutes. You can make this real awesome. This right here is the last liquidity point that got taken. 121.22, 121.27, 5 pip stop loss. Perfect. So this is the trade, which is 1 to 9. Not bad. Not bad for you, Cat. 1 to 9. Just need to get 40 pips and risk 5, right? So, that's easy 20 lots, 25 lots for me. So UCAT is actually looking good too. I like UCAT. So that's moving up as well. And this is a short. And this is a short. This is a long. And this is was UG, EG? EG was a short as well. Yeah. And gold is a buy. Sell to buy. Hey, what do you know? Gold is listening to me. Nice. Might not need to trade it if this goes all the way to where I want it to go. Yeah, it's gonna be a good week. All right. All of these are sells. I'm waiting for a buy there. That cool USD CAD is just, I mean, you can look daily. Bearish, 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 bearish. 4 hour, bearish. 1 hour, bearish. 15-minute, bearish. Like it doesn't even try to break structure. It's just a bearish, nasty, stupid thing. Now, if we break this here on 15-minute, what is it? Maybe. What did I say? 5-minute. Yeah. If we break this on 5-minute, I would look for a buy after that. If we annihilate this somehow, it'll come back right to it and keep going up. That's the rule.
I'd be absolutely shocked if it did. And
But yeah, I'd be very surprised as well if it breaks it. This area here is also, if you look, this is a 100% redistro and a test of it, and there's a ton of supply literally pushing down this thing. So at the very least, have a reaction. So remember, 1 to 2, 1 to 9, 2 trades, 1 to 2, 1 to 9. If your usual 1% is 2 lots, and you divide it by 2, put 1 lot for 1 to 2 and 1 lot for this, and you will never lose. Almost never lose. If this institutional candle is correct. Now, if you do, then you are guaranteed to get in a buy here.
We have OPEC meetings on Wednesday, so that could possibly do it.
This is gonna reach it in the next few hours. Any journal plan template. So as far as journal plan, like I know Mike and Sam in Aporia sent some. I know Mike Navarrete sent some. Do you have Mike Navarrete's, Ryan? Maybe.
Man, I haven't looked at that for a while. Well, yeah. There's, as far as journaling,
for me, this is how I journal. I have a notebook where I journal everything. Oh, you can see. Can you see?
No, we're just looking at you.
It's a notebook.
Oh, it's.
So I have a notebook and I have my screenshots. So if I'm trading, I'm putting crap ton of screenshots on all time frames, which I've been doing just gold and GU because I'm behind on things. And then I write, with writing down, I'm not behind. I write down every trade that I got in, why I got in, what time I got in, what I'm feeling. Right? So that's my journal. Like I can't do with Excel sheets and all that. I am very disorganized. I can't deal with that. But with the notebook and screenshots, I could always I label my folders, GU gold, um, GU gold, EJ, you know, you Nasdaq, each folder, and as I am following structure until I'm done trading it, I just keep adding screenshots into there. So then sometimes I go in there and review, be like, okay, why did I? So what did I do last time that the market did this? And then that should help. And my advice to you, like honest advice, is to create your own, like in your own style. And you can use a template. That's why I'm saying, but get one from Mike and Sam. If you don't know who they are, reach out to me. I'll find it for you. I don't have it on hand, but I'll find it for you. But for me, it works to have a notebook and screenshots because I have case studies and I mean I call it Picasso drawings. It's beautiful.
For me, all I do is just screen clip shot of my Telegram, or not Telegram, my Trading View, and just use and type a little summary of what I was looking at, and just put it in my folder, and it's just a picture folder. That's the way I do it. I can't do the Excel spreadsheet either. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, so you're the same. Yeah, like because I forget. I got to look up again what time I got in, what time what I write down is like I got in based on accumulation in the area of 1.21. Boom.
Yeah.
Right. That's all I write down. And the result of the trade was 1 to 10. Or I lost because I was too eager and you know didn't read market structure in a higher time frame or something. Whatever the reason. So then I can always refer to it. All right, guys. So there's no more questions on YouTube either. All right, we're gonna adjourn.
Yep.
I'm gonna go and get ready to research some cryptos. Mm-mm-mm. My advice on crypto. You want that? Buy Polkadot. Polkadot and what's SafeMoon and Ethereum.
All right.
Also Cardano and
For throwing out
maybe
buys, except for telling people what to buy Occidental Petroleum, buy Chevron Mobile, buy Conoco.
Oh yeah, there you go. I gotta show you something I'm working on. It's a scanner algorithm that scans penny stocks that are at the very bottom but starting to break out to the top on the daily. They're at the very bottom on the monthly, but they're starting to break out. There's very little of them, but they're there. And then you get in for like a week and you're done.
I need to have you call my Uncle Mark. He's got all kinds of shit.
Will do. I probably shouldn't record all this, Mamba John.
Yeah, well, we could. Yeah, whatever.
Serious about what?